Isms. We are here today recording a wonderful segment that we're going to call One-Sided Relationships. Yes. As you already know, I'm Luke, and we have the creator,
Uptown.
And you have Ramona over here.
We're missing our other partner, but he will be here. He sends his best wishes to all of you that are watching, and he promises to be back soon and give you his take on everything. So, without further ado, let's get to it.
Okay.
Who wants to start? I can start.
Go ahead, start.
All right. So
Go ahead, start. Yes.
So I mean, one-sided relationships can come in many different forms. It could be a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be a relationship between you and your colleagues. But you know, there are definitely one-sided relationships, and I know for me, I feel like any relationship that I'm in, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a friendship, even a situation with a co-worker or a colleague, things need to be reciprocal. And if they're not, it doesn't work for me. Like, I will walk away from any relationship that is one-sided, just because over time, I feel like that shit could just be so draining that it takes away from you, and it takes away from whatever sort of experience that you're trying to curate between you and that person. So if once I hit a certain point, it's a cap, and I'm just like, I'm done. Either you gotta fix it or I'm done.
You're better than me, Raheem, because I am the queen of one-sided relationship. Actually, I was. Everything with me is was, because I've grown so much. But I was the queen of one-sided relationships, and it didn't matter. It could have been a romantic relationship. It could have been family, friendship. I always seemed to be one-sided. And I had to think about it. And I'm like, what is it that I'm always having these one-sided relationships? And I said, I wanted to be accepted. I wanted people to accept me. I wanted you to like me. So I gave and I gave and I gave to the point where I didn't realize that the energy wasn't coming back to me. Because I was so busy giving and giving and giving.
So you feel like you are, or you were, a people pleaser?
I think that's what it was. I wanted people to like me. I wanted my man to like me, my family to like me, my friends to like me. And with all of that, I wasn't liking myself.
Well, I think that's probably why, like, I'm able to walk away from one-sided relationships, because I don't give a fuck about whether
you can't give a fuck. You can't give a fuck.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I totally don't give a fuck, because obviously people like yourselves who I've known since I was teenagers, right? Like, I value and respect you as people, and I value and respect your opinion.
Right.
But like, if it's a coworker, I could give two shits, right? If it's a relationship, if it was a romantic relationship, and I feel like it's too one-sided, like, I will. Sometimes, they say you got to be able to walk away from it in 15 seconds. What movie is that? Some movie where it's like, yo, you got to be willing to walk away from it all.
Okay, but when do you realize that it's one-sided? When do you realize it's becoming one-sided? When do you notice that? Like, when?
I mean, it could be whatever, right? So, like, let's say you're a guy and you're in a romantic relationship, but you realize that when you're going out, you're paying all the time. That's one-sided. So you might have to be like, yo, shorty, like, I understand men are supposed to court, all that good shit, that's dope. But, like, all the time, like, we done went out on 10 dates, and you done got lots of nice meals and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I have just a slight rebuttal to that little bit of a comment, and even yours.
Okay.
So there's truth, clearly, to what both of you guys are saying. I caution you because a lot of people tend to condition the person that they're with whatever it is that they're doing. So if you continuously do something, you've conditioned this person.
You taught them how to
shape behavior.
You've given a learned behavior for this person. So if you all of a sudden be like, yo, like, son, where we do this at? I'm giving you all the energy and you're not giving me that. I'm like, what? We've always been doing that. Like, what? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know what.
Right. Yeah. So you got to nip it in the bud at the beginning. You can't wait till way back and then say, oh, by the way, I don't want to do this anymore. You're like,
it's like when you messing with a chick and like you come through and you always used to, getting having sex or, getting head, and then that one day she's just like, no, I just want to just really just like watch a
I don't
movie
think
and just
that's
come and be
what
like,
was
what you
told
mean,
her.
ma? Like,
But
what you
I
mean?
don't
Like,
think-
we've been, like, you can't switch it up on me
I
now.
don't think that's what it was.
That's not what you
I
talking
don't
about.
think so.
You sure?
I don't think so.
I think
Okay.
there's some truth to what he's
There's
saying.
some
You
truth.
know, like,
I'm gonna be like, yo, why you switching it up, ma?
No, switching up and it's a one-sided relationship is two different things. Like she could be mad at you that day because you did something crazy, and she just mad right now.
Be mad after we fuck.
Nah, but that's not one-sided though. She probably like tight for the moment, but
Be
I'm gonna get back to that.
Be
but
mad after we fuck.
Nah, right now.
Fucking and being mad has have
I
nothing
gotta
to do
go
with each
through my
other.
emotion right now.
There's nothing. Those have nothing to do with each other.
No.
You can give me some
You
fun.
can- you can be
and
mad
give me
at
and get back to me.
You can be
Angry
mad
sex.
at have sex.
Some people say angry sex is better. Right?
It is. Makeup
So,
sex is better.
okay, whatever. Angry sex, makeup sex, whatever. Let me handle my business,
That
and then you
sound
can
like
go
a
back to
nice
being
segue.
mad.
Exactly. That's not a relationship though. That's part of being in the relationship, but it's not the relationship to me. And for me, I feel like I wanted to change because I felt like I had enough. I had enough of people feeling like I was always the one calling, always the one saying, hey, let's go out. Always the one saying, hey, I didn't speak to you in 2 days. How are you? Sometimes you wake up and, you got to kind of pull back. And I pulled back and I said, let me stop watering this grass. I'm going to stop watering this. I'm going to stop watering this. I'm going to stop watering this. And whatever dies, dies.
No.
Whatever don't die,
If
then
it
it was
dies,
meant to
it
be.
dies.
It was meant to be.
So how
Ivan
many
Drago.
of those
If he dies, he dies.
relationships died or noticed it said something?
None of them died.
Okay.
None of them died, but with people, they're so used to you being a certain way, they have to change. Because they're like, wait, she didn't call me? Wait, she didn't ask to go out in a while.
I think we went through that
Wait,
as
I haven't
friends.
heard. Yes, because
I
it's
think
like,
we went through that as
yes,
friends.
because
Real
because
talk.
my thing is,
Oh, let's talk about it.
if
What
I, no,
happened?
wait, can I just say,
Okay, let you finish your thought. I mean, we talked about it. We
yeah,
being
but my thing is,
honest.
if you value someone in your life, you're willing to put the work in.
Facts.
And if the person steps back a little bit and you miss that person, you will reach out. And sometimes you got to do that to let people know where you stand. Because people only treat you the way that you let them treat you. So once you change how you treat yourself, they have no choice but to either ride away or keep it moving. And thank God none of my grass died.
Either you ride with it or you get rolled over. You get run over.
None of
You know
my
what I'm
grass died. Everybody, what was the, what you said?
We talking about y'all specific
shit.
example, right? Because
No,
you
no.
said that happened with y'all.
I said I think that happened with
You
us.
think? I think she says yes as well. So talk about it.
I don't know. He said it first, so maybe he should.
So what I'm gonna say, like, so you gotta understand, right? This is a woman that I've known since the 10th grade. We are both 41 years old now.
I'm
Right?
not 41 years old.
You're gonna be 41.
I'm 25, so.
Oh,
Go ahead.
so I'm just making shit up now.
Just go ahead.
You're just gonna make
That's
me look
not
like a
the point.
liar.
Let's just go.
25 plus
You're just
Let's
gonna make me look
continue.
like a liar on the
You're
shit.
not a liar.
She's 25 plus 16.
Thank you. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, cool. Anyway, right, so because we've known each other so long, and we both have strong personalities, with me being a Scorpio and her being a Leo, those are two very strong personalities. We both can be stubborn in our own right, and because of that, there are definitely times where our personalities will clash, right? Have clashed. And we've gone through periods of time where we went months without speaking because we got into an argument. And honestly, right now,
Because
I
that's
can't.
the argument.
I was talking. You gonna let me talk?
You see these people? You see what I'm saying? Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
just saying.
Just want to let you see. Okay, go ahead.
There's signs it's showing right now.
So
Okay.
we got into arguments about things that I honestly can't remember right now. However, I will say that the end result was us not speaking for several months. And then there was one day where I reached out and I just was like, yo, what's up, friend? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like, if you care for somebody and you love somebody, and you know what I'm saying, Ramona is definitely somebody that I love, you know what I'm saying, as a friend. Like, her presence in my life was definitely missed.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? So I reached out to don't get sensitive now.
He's like, it's too emotional. Let me bring it back. All right, nigga.
We thugs over here, son.
Why we do that?
We thugs over here.
What's the relationship? What's the relationship?
We thugs over here, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Why we do that? Gangsta. short, I told Raheem, after everything we've been through, the ups and downs, the speaking, the not speaking, I will always fight for him. If it's that I have to fight for him to be my friend and stay in my life, I will always fight for him. And I told him that. Didn't I tell you that before?
True. Oh, I remember why we wasn't. One of the times we wasn't speaking. So, I was in a relationship.
Why are we doing this on
You
camera?
can't do this on camera. I'm gonna make it brief.
We're doing this.
So
This is real.
yeah.
This is
So
real.
This
so
is not
This is real.
scripted.
No, it's
So
not.
I was in a relationship, and the lady that I was dealing with at the time was jealous of our friendship because we are really close, like close to the point
Oh,
where
yeah, people get like that.
Please give a disclaimer because I want nobody saying like, oh, go ahead.
we're close.
Okay,
Like I said,
but-
we've been friends since the 10th grade.
Okay.
We're close. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And my ex was jealous of our relationship so much to the point where at one time she looked through my phone and actually did she call you or text you?
She did both.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, thinking I was making the right decision, trying to choose to have peace in my household, right? I told my dear friend, I can't speak to you no longer.
Okay, so he called me and said,
She said,
I was
"Fact
trying
check."
to shot Keisha. Yeah. It's Rob. Okay, hey Rob, what up? So my lady don't like our relationship. She not comfortable with it, so we can't be friends anymore, right? All right, bye.
Damn.
That's what
Wait, he could have called me on the side like, yo, Keisha, I didn't mean to, she was right there, but nothing after that. Crickets.
Can I get some ice? You
Crickets.
cold, son.
Crickets.
That's why you got that sweater on?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. When I say that hurt me, that hurt me.
Ooh, feelings on the table, baby.
But why are we even talking about this? Long story short, we're here. We're still friends.
And I would never do that again, for the record.
Sometimes.
I'm saying it on camera, I would never do that to you again, Keisha.
But I stopped
Mhm.
speaking to him for a long time behind that because
Very long time.
evidently they're not even together anymore. And
Facts.
months
Big
after
facts.
months after he stopped our friendship, they broke up. So it was like, I'm not gonna just get on the bandwagon because you're not with her anymore. And my thing is, who's to say you can't do that with the next girl that you fall in love with, or the next girl that you loving, or the next girl that you living with? You're gonna call me up and say the same thing. So I wasn't running back to him because I felt like, nah. But anywho,
All right,
Well, but that definitely makes it one-sided if you want to tie it in, because at the end of the day, right, I should have been willing to fight for us, and I didn't. So that's what made it one-sided on your part. You were willing to fight, and I didn't.
but
I definitely see how it's connected to being one-sided.
Yeah,
Since
but
the
the
topic is one-sided relationships.
And the same token, you were being one-sided because when you felt like you wasn't with her anymore, and you felt like, oh, I miss Keisha now, I'm gonna call her. If you were still with her, you probably wouldn't have called me as quickly as you did because you were still with her. So now you feel like, okay, I need Keisha again. Where you at, Keisha? Where you at?
We worked through this, didn't we?
Yeah, you brought it up though, homie.
But we worked through this,
You brought
right?
it up though, homie.
You still how you need a hug?
I don't know, goddamn how we gangs over here. We thugs.
Right.
Why we do that? Mommy always got me. There's a gangster son.
Because we are.
You know, it's alright.
Anywho.
It's alright to. It's alright to
Okay.
feel. It's
So Luke,
good.
have you ever been in a one-sided relationship?
I have. I was gonna share.
Please
since
share.
you guys have been
Let's diffuse this.
so open in exposing your wounds, which I'm sure
This
everyone
could be therapy for some people.
can
Like this here,
understand.
it's a podcast, but it could be some therapy to this.
So
Go ahead.
I had a friend. I won't mention her name. She was actually she was like my best friend, and I was constantly pouring into her cup. Like I was there. I was like her family knew me. Like I was involved. Like when anyone who know me, when I'm invested, I'm invested. Like Rod tell you, I'm there. You need me, ain't no questions asked. And I was always there. And I started to realize, I started to pull back a little bit, and I started to realize like, yo, she not pouring into my cup. Now, some people will say, when you do for others, you shouldn't look for something to be done to yourself.
Absolutely.
Which is
Do it
100%
from your
correct.
heart.
Whatever I do
Yeah,
for anyone, I do it
from your
because
heart.
I want to, because it feels good to me.
Right.
And I hope that they appreciate it though.
Right.
And I started to realize that her process of how close she said I was versus how close I felt I was two different things.
How close she said you was opposed to how close you thought you were.
Right. So, like, her actions didn't coincide with her words.
Okay, like
Right.
most people.
So she would say, Luke, Like, I hit her on the phone one day and was like, listen, I don't feel like I'm a part of you and your family in a way. Like, you don't treat me that way. And she's like, what do you mean? My family knows you. Everyone knows you. I was like, yeah, but you don't, like, if I don't call you, like, I won't hear
This
from
is
you.
strictly friendship, no
Strictly
intimacy,
friendship.
nothing?
Strictly friend.
Okay.
Like, she
Did you wanna?
Oh, she was my friend,
You
man.
can still want your friends?
Ooh, that's another subject. Can you still want to?
Yes, absolutely.
No.
Yes.
No,
Anywho, go ahead.
nah, I don't believe that.
We're going to say that for later.
Anyway, go ahead.
So, I instead of me ghosting or like just being out on how I felt, I expressed to her like, I don't really feel like you care for me the way I care for you, and the words that you're telling me don't coincide with the actions.
Okay.
And I was like, I feel like I care more about this relationship than you do.
Okay.
And she felt hurt by it. She's like, yo, I don't see what you mean. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, and I started giving examples like, I don't hear from you like for several months unless I check on you. Like that's not okay. But she'll be like, but look, you know how we like, no, it's not okay anymore. And it might have been my fault.
You see?
For-
see that? What you just said? You know how we do. You know how
Right.
we are.
Right.
You the one that does everything.
I
She was letting you know.
right. And I was like, well, that's not. But I said that's not okay with me anymore. Like I feel
Need some reciprocity.
Right.
like, and I just want you to know that I care, but I don't feel like it's.
Reciprocated.
And I just kept it 100. I was like, so I think we should just, you know.
So why you give her time to change the person she was and be better for you? Why you just said we shouldn't be friends at all? Why you didn't tell her your opinion on how you felt and then kind of like fell back a little bit to see what she would do? Why you just cut off all ties immediately?
So at that point, where I was in my life, I was cut, done.
That's where you were at that time.
Yeah.
Just
So
like, not fighting.
let me ask you a question.
Okay.
So
That wasn't fair.
does that mean that you don't believe in redemption?
Right.
Because I feel like
Right.
everybody, we are all human. We all make mistakes.
Right.
I think
Absolutely.
with an apology, right, and this is in any circumstance, with an apology, there should be an attempt at redemption if the apology is genuine.
Right.
Because one thing that people always say about apologies, like, your apology don't mean shit if you want to turn around and do the same thing over again.
Facts.
So if the person's going to apologize, there should be something about them that they're trying to redeem themselves in an effort to earn back whatever trust or whatever was lost.
Right. So in the example that you guys gave where you started to realize, nah, like I need to do better and fight for this relationship because this is something I hold dear to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after cutting it off, we cut and there was no more response from her. for the
So
most
she
part.
didn't fight either.
She didn't fight. So later on, I actually tried to have redemption, and I saw where I was like, damn, I shut the door,
Right. Exactly.
done. Like, I'm done with this relationship, I'm good. Like,
Right.
but this is what I didn't like, yada, yada, yada,
Right.
right? So I tried to redeem and say, you know what, maybe, you know, we can, I just want to say I'm sorry, and maybe, like,
Yeah.
and she wasn't, no, I'm good.
So
Like,
maybe you made the best decision.
Well,
Maybe that was
let
the best
me
decision.
tell you something, right? I think as human beings, we all have egos, and egos are dangerous, right? Because your ego will put you in a space where, all right, he said fuck it, the door's closed, so since he don't give a fuck, I'm gonna pretend like I don't give a fuck. Meanwhile, deep down inside, you really do give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But people will allow that. Let me tell you something. That happens to somebody, to two people that really love each other at least 25 times a day, every fucking day. Because people will allow their egos to block them from
block their blessing.
saying I love you, saying I miss you, saying I need you, saying I want to be with you, saying that I'm sorry. Your ego will stop you from saying and doing all of those
I don't
things.
have that. I don't have a big ego.
You don't have that,
Because
but
life
that
is
doesn't
short.
mean
Life
that
is
people
short.
that you interact with don't have it.
Yeah.
People have egos, especially men.
But I feel like she was more upset of how he did it. The way he just did it, and then give her a chance to even try to like process what he felt, think about it, and act on it. But for him to come back, she probably was just like, "Fuck it, I don't even bother
That's
with you."
ego. That's
But
ego.
I think it's because of the way he did it.
But that's still ego.
I think it's just the way he did it. I think if he would have did it a little bit differently, she would have came
But
back a little bit
again,
differently.
I just said about redemption. I tried to come back.
Yeah, but sometimes you can't.
Well,
Sometimes you can't.
sometimes you can't, right? Because
Sometimes you can't.
you gotta understand, right?
Yes.
You can't always
should've-
expect the people to be on your time
Yes,
at your time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
So if you would, plus I don't know the time gap in between when you said fuck it and you came back, right? So if it was a week, she might have, you know what I'm saying, been with it. If it was like 3 months,
Right.
she might have been like, nah, nigga, you had.
There's a window.
Yeah, there's definitely a window.
There's a window.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's definitely a window.
There's a
You know what I'm saying?
window.
So without knowing that information, I don't know
Because
whether
if Raheem would have waited 6 months to call me, it probably would have been this right here today. Probably wouldn't have been that. You know?
No, I think
So,
I think it was
so
like
she
2,
shouldn't have
3.
fought though, because so since I was like, you know what, I don't think we should have this relationship anymore. She has no culpability to be like, damn,
She could have.
I really just got really.
She could have been like, look, we're not gonna do this. Like, come on, you better than this. Let's just. No, she could have. She could have. But when Raheem called me and he said that, I didn't call him back. I didn't call him back and say, "You serious? You mean?" I didn't speak to him. I let that. He shut that phone down, and that was it. I didn't call him. I didn't reach out to him. I didn't text him. Nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, you the same thing you did to her. You hold that door, he hung that phone up. It was the same thing. Like, you already told me what it is. Why am I chasing you? You already said it's done. Like, you said it's done.
Okay, so then he reached out again.
I reached out.
Yeah, but it's a window.
Yeah.
It's a window.
I reached out and it wasn't like it was
It wasn't.
easy peasy.
Right.
It wasn't instantaneous
Right.
like when we
He
started
got some fuck
communicating.
yous. He got some fuck you good on my phone. He got that.
I got a couple of that.
Yeah, he
a
got
couple of
that. Don't think it was like, hey, bro, no. You got a
Mhm.
couple fuck yous. Yeah.
Yeah, like nigga, you should have known better. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
we had several uncomfortable conversations about it.
He saw a side of me he never saw before.
Facts.
for all disclosure, for full disclosure, it was not a month. It was not a week. It was a couple of years, I think.
Oh, come
Oh
on.
yeah, that window
dude.
been
You
big
playing
closed, bro.
yourself. Like,
Yeah, that window big closed, bro. See, I was see, yeah.
But in my defense,
Oh, hell no.
I was, for me,
Nah.
when I'm done, I'm done.
So why you wasn't just done? Why you even went back?
I was done,
So
but
why go back?
we had a mutual friend who was like, you know what? Yeah, can't end like this. Like, yo. And I was just like,
That happens
listen.
sometimes.
I was like,
That
listen.
happens.
I'm okay with it. Like, listen, because she didn't add at that point. She didn't add. I was the one watering. Like, it was draining me.
Luke, nah. I'm
It was
sorry.
draining me.
Yo.
Nah, Luke.
Sometimes,
Nah.
yo, hold up.
I mean,
hold
For
up.
someone
just
who
keep going. Don't look back.
poured me
Hold
stuff.
up. So sometimes friends have to, especially when there's a mutual friend, have to react in the defense of another friend. I'm gonna give you an example.
Mutual.
Now I'm not gonna name names, right? But we were out Friday night, correct, Lou?
Yes.
You had a conversation with a person that you used to have an issue with, right?
This is true.
But who kind of intermediated and brokered that situation?
That was you.
You know what I'm saying? And trust me, when y'all interacted, I was watching like a hawk to see homeboy to get out of pocket. I don't know if you paid attention to it,
No,
but
I
I was
wasn't.
I was
I
definitely
wasn't.
watching like a hawk to make sure that homeboy kept it the right way. Because my thing is, if I got a friend, and this is beyond friendship, this is my brother.
Right.
So if there's somebody else that I fuck with that is gonna talk crazy about this man, it's not happening on my watch. I'm not gonna sit there and listen, laugh, joke, bro. I'm gonna be like, yo, check this out, homeboy. You know that's my brother, right?
As you
So
should. As
whatever.
you should.
So when I'm around him, your name don't come out his mouth. So watch what you say about that man in my presence.
Right.
So when we all had to be around each other the other night when we were out, I was definitely watching to see the interaction, and it was all good. So I sat down and just observed.
Right.
But had it got crazy,
You already know what you're gonna do.
I definitely already know what I was going to do.
Right.
But it didn't get there.
The smoke would have been. I was ready for the smoke, but I understand that. Guess what? This other party who will remain nameless, he knows how I give it enough to when I had the conversation with him about it, and this was several years ago.
Facts.
I only got to say it one time for you to understand where I'm coming from. I only said it to him one time.
He got
It
it.
should have been good ever with them between them ever since, right? For the most part.
So I didn't really see him, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't really seen him, but I only spoke to him about it one time, and when you saw him the other day, it was good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Bravo.
Yeah.
So can we switch gears and kind of, end the friendship part? Let's go to the romantic one-sided relationship part
Okay.
of it. We haven't addressed that yet. For me, I'm just like, guys do it, girls do it too. Okay? You meet a girl that's going to trick. You meet a girl that's going to do everything you want her to do. And all you got to do
Girls
is put your
trick?
head. No, it goes for both.
Girls
But what I'm
trick?
saying,
Do girls
let me
I
just,
don't know. This sounds foreign to me.
let me
Yeah, I know.
girls, there's guys who have girls taken care of. You have guys who have girls living in their house, no job.
Oh,
Come
I know
home,
that.
cook,
Oh, bum ass.
clean.
Oh.
You have those, and that's totally.
I don't know none of them
Wait,
niggas. I don't know none of them
wait.
niggas.
You have those, and that's totally one-sided, right? And then you have the flip side where you have these dudes.
Bum ass.
Wait.
Yeah, we don't know any bum ass
I'm not saying you
niggas.
gotta know them, but it's they out there, right?
But we
And
don't.
then
We can't speak from that
I'm
experience.
just putting it out there.
Okay.
You can address
You're
it
right,
any way you want.
You're right.
I ain't never known this to not have a job. You ever not had a job, nigga?
And then you have the
I
other.
ain't never not had a job. You know what I'm saying?
And then you have the other flip side where you have men flying these girls out, paying for their trip, paying for their surgery.
I ain't
doing
never had
all
a dude
this
fly
stuff,
me out.
buying a
Have you
Birkin
ever had a dude fly
bag,
you out?
buying a blinged out
Call
watch.
a Birkin bag. Let's be clear.
And-
You don't know a bitch that got a
I
Birkin
didn't say
bag.
I knew
You
it.
don't know a bitch that
I
got a
didn't
Birkin
say
bag.
that I knew.
Oh, excuse
anyone
me.
that
That's,
had
I want to say bitch.
Ooh.
You don't know a woman that has acquired a
I
Birkin
didn't say
bag.
I knew these people. I'm just saying that there are levels to the one-sided relationship when it comes to certain things. I'm addressing that right now.
Okay.
I'm saying in one aspect you have the women who have the men that they take care of. Then you have the men who take care of these women. Not to the extent of Birkin bags, but it happens where.
Somebody ever flew you out somewhere?
No.
Nobody ever flew you out somewhere?
I had someone attempt to fly
See
me
what
out.
I'm saying, Lou?
I had someone they wanted to go on vacation
See
with
what
me.
I'm
They was like,
saying?
yo, like, but they were too heavily involved, and I was like,
No,
nah.
actually, I had somebody fly me out to Vegas.
See, so there you go.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't
Was it
consider that
one-sided?
one-sided.
Was it one-sided?
Was it? What you mean? Was it one
No
sided?
reason for her.
He was giving that dude.
Yo, get out my head, son. I was thinking that, but look at God. See, God know how to put my thoughts from here to the.
Lord, that's them. Lord,
Won't he do it?
Lord, that's not
Yes, he will.
Because I was literally in my mind thinking the same exact shit, and he just said it. So
I'm not part of this. Lord, please.
so she flew me out to Vegas, and what was I doing for her? I was providing her with some sexual healing.
So I have to agree with him. I was giving her the Mighty D,
No.
and she
Mighty.
wanted to enjoy that on vacation. Like, yo, like, let's do this on vacation. Like the hot beaches and being serviced by.
What's that relationship?
He-
So do you feel like a person showing actions work as well? Like if you don't hear from me for a couple days, is that also a way of showing my dislike of what you're doing?
No.
By not speaking to you? Like if I feel like I call you every day,
No.
I call you all the time, you never call me. So I decided to stop calling you to see if you're gonna reach out. Is that another way of showing you without letting you know that?
It's an immature way of showing you
Yeah.
because at the end of the day,
Really?
and I tell my daughter that she's 21. She's at the age where she's going to start engaging in, serious romantic relationships. And one of the things that I always instruct her to do as a young woman is to say what you mean and mean what you say. Like as a woman, I think one of the biggest mistakes that women make is that they think that men are supposed to be mind readers or be able to interpret how you feel based upon your actions. If you feel away, tell a man that you feel away. Like you pulling away without an explanation, that's just gonna be like it's noticed, but it could be perceived as you acting funny, right? It's no way to determine what that action truly means. It just means that you've made an action, you pulled away, but if I don't know why you pulled
I can
away,
interpret that however I feel.
absolutely, and you want your whatever message that you're trying to convey to be as transparent as possible, which means that you're better off saying and expressing how you feel as opposed to a vague ass action like that.
All right, so if I say, Raheem, I don't like the fact that, I call you all the time. I feel like, we're both engaged in a relationship. I would like for you to play your part a little bit more by doing whatever, And
I'm saying I'm busy about your thoughts and isms.
And I leave it like that. And I leave it like that is for you to marinate on that thought, right?
I'm busy about your thoughts and isms. I don't got time to be picking up the phone and calling you all the time, Ramona. I see you at the show.
So, if I leave you alone to let you marinate on that, right? Is it my duty to call you now? Or should you reach out?
So I'm gonna say you just allow him to digest that,
Right.
right? And then you take his actions,
Right.
and you take that data and you decide what you do with it.
Right.
I'll see you at the show.
That's all.
Okay.
Well, I will say though, in rebuttal to my own statement, people be going through shit.
No, absolutely.
So
Say that.
that's another episode. How people don't say what they really mean.
Say what you mean what you say.
Communication's everything. Say it. It's not personal.
We
I'm
gonna
going to stuff.
save
I'll call
that.
you when I get a chance. No problem. I pray for you. Be well.
I'm gonna come back to that. And as always, we
Okay.
hate to end the show because we can do this all night long. For real.
I do have something to say, right? As you watch these episodes, we definitely appreciate everyone who supports us, whether it's whatever platform you watch us in. We appreciate the support. But when you do watch this episode or other episodes, if you have comments, any feedback, please send it this way. And if you have anything that you feel like, based upon the interesting personalities that we have here, that you want to see us cover, anything you want to watch us discuss, leave a comment. We'll definitely try to make sure that we talk about whatever y'all feel like y'all want to see us talk about.
Sounds good.
Y'all agree with that?
I do.
And I don't want to speak for
Hell yeah, we like feedback.
Sounds good to me.
And those of you who give very unproductive feedback, we'll appreciate that too. But we might delete that comment. I'm just saying. Not about the negativity. You can say whatever you need to say in a constructive.
Luke is single, so if y'all want to see send him videos twerking in the DM, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all can
What's
send
your
that to him.
DM? What's your DM? Luke?
I'm not gonna tell
What's your
y'all
personal
because
DM?
of that
Just text
comment
it
right
back to us.
there.
We'll close our eyes.
Just don't be light skinned when you twerking in his DM.
Oh man, I love all the colors, alright?
No.
But I prefer chocolate.
Charlie Liz.
Anyway, yo, we love y'all. Be safe. Be great.
See?